this is Rainbow Harmony, here to help you find balance and peace to live a more colorful life. And welcome back to my channel. Can you guys believe that it is already that time again to do the yearly review? If you guys have been watching my channel for a while, then you will know that every year I do a yearly review where I go month by month for every single month of the new year, and we look into the energies for your career, finances, love, and general messages. And in fact, I also offer a personal reading where I do a reading just like this for you, but I'm pulling cards specifically for you. So if you're interested in receiving that reading, I actually have a $10 off special for the first 10 people who order. So if you go to my website, everything is already applied, promiseharmony.com. All the information is below, and I know so many of you guys are so excited to get this reading every year. So snag it now, get the early bird special. And this year, I'll be honest, the prices have increased a little bit, and I'm not doing as many as I did last year. I had so much fun doing these readings, but I had so many orders, I was so overwhelmed. So this year, I don't have as much time, but I'm so excited to do these readings for you guys, and I hope that you really appreciate them. And thank you so much for supporting me in the channel. I just really appreciate it. All the support you guys do with purchasing readings for me helps me to be able to continue to create this channel and this free content like this for you guys. So let's talk about 2023, okay? So first of all, this is a 7-year in numerology, whereas last year, this year 2022, was a 6-year. It was more of a Venus year, more about love, relationships, connections, intimacy. You can go watch my reading on 2022 if you're interested in hearing about that. But this year, 2023, we are now in a 7-year. So this means that it is time for us to look inward. I have been looking forward to this year astrologically for a long time. It's definitely not going to be perfect, but it's not going to be as heavy as the last couple of years. I would say the major theme of 2023 is getting to know the new you, because after everything that's happened the last couple of years, so much has changed, and you might find yourself with new desires, new goals, new ideas. Maybe the old ways that you used to do things or the old perceptions that you used to have are kind of changing as you grow and as you evolve as a person. So 2023 is a time for you to release outdated thoughts, habits, and patterns. You might also notice a theme of blessings in disguise in 2023. There could be a lot of things that happened this last year in 2022 or even in 2021. And of course, let's not even talk about 2020, right? But you might look back and realize that some of the things that happened to you ended up being a blessing in disguise. 2023 is the year a lot of your blessings are gonna come. It's time for you to welcome the emergence of your talents and gifts and really figure out how you can bring them out into the world. And you guys know that a lot of my content and readings are all about that. In fact, I'm a life coach and I really help people with that. It's one of my biggest goals. That's why I'm so excited that 2023 has this energy with the 7 in numerology of helping people to bring this side of them out. Now, this is going to be a really good year for you to recommit yourself and rediscover new things and to learn new things. You might find yourself intrigued and wanting to study a new path. You could find yourself deciding to go back to school this year. Maybe not even traditional education, but it could be reading books or studying, maybe even learning a new skill or honing your crafts even better. This is a year for you to use your talents to connect, uplift, and spread happiness to other people. Because when you allow yourself to open up and share these gifts with others, you not only bless other people and bring more peace and harmony into this world, but you also allow yourself to receive. So this is a year to receive. This is a year you're going to find things falling into place. There will be a lot of personal development and creativity this year. The main thing you want to focus on this year is creating your vision of paradise peace and serenity. It doesn't matter what's happening in the world, you can still create a beautiful life for yourself while also being sensitive and helping and uplifting the planet in your own way. Like, I really believe we all have a role to play here, but not all of us are meant to be martyrs. Not all of us are meant to completely sacrifice ourselves and cause stress and harm and chaos to ourselves by getting too attached to things that are happening in this world. So there will be things happening. Since it's a 7-year, I kind of get this vibe that there will be distractions and there will be opportunities to go down a darker path or get very distracted, as always. But just remember, no matter what's happening outside, you can create a beautiful, abundant, blissful, and peaceful life for yourself. Maybe it's not going to be perfect because it's a world of contrast, but you don't have to let anybody, especially, the man, the system, the government, what's happening in the world, you don't have to let that dictate your everyday and your vibe and your perception. So just know that's your power. This year, we're definitely going to be hearing the phrase slow living everywhere. It's already kind of trending, but I think it's a beautiful thing. You might find yourself wanting to slow down more, enjoy the little things. Not every year is a year for hustle and making things happen in such an aggressive way. You might find that you accomplish things by being more in your divine feminine energy this year. You might find that it's like a lot easier to get things done, and if you just take it slowly and just let it become a natural part of your flow. There will be a lot of change and evolution this year. Expect to be somewhere completely different by the end of 2023. This is the year, like, a lot of those big changes and big manifestations and things that you've been wanting are actually going to come true. You're going to find yourself feeling more authentic this year. And I will also mention that there will be a return to health. Some people will find that they want to create a healthier lifestyle for themselves, or that that's a huge focus. I've got a couple more points here. There will be so many things that you overcome. There will be a lot of successes that are realized this year. This is a year for you to really seek passion and purpose. One more thing I see for this year is that many people are going to be entering into spiritually based or more heart-based practices or businesses. And that is just so exciting. So I am so excited, you guys. Let's get into this. At the end of the reading, I'm going to tell you guys like all of my thoughts and everything on this year, and just grab some tea or some coffee, some snacks. You can come back and watch this reading whenever you want. All the timestamps for each month are below, and we're going to get into it. Don't forget that if you want to purchase your own personal reading for 2023, I have that available on my website, and you can get the early bird special if you purchase it now. So are you guys ready? Let's get into it with January of 2023. January of 2023. Let's see what the cards have to say. So we're getting the Princess of Swords, the Prince of Hearts, the Queen of Hearts or Cups, Ten of Pentacles, and Three of Air over here. The immediate impression that I get is that it is going to be a really magical month. Not only because it's the new year, a lot of people celebrate the new year on January 1st, just kind of depends where you're from. A lot of people do celebrate New Year around this time. And I love this card because it does remind me of someone who's being really thoughtful and somebody who's writing out their intentions. And maybe you do like something like I like to do around this time, which is make a vision board. It seems like there is definitely love around you. We got the Prince of Hearts, Prince of Cups, a lot of social activity, a lot of, dating, people falling in love. Wonderful energy, honestly. And it seems like a lot of people are starting out this year really craving connection, really craving creativity, of course, freedom, adventure. A lot of healing took place in 2022. I'm going to try not to talk too much about 2022, but it's kind of hard. to not mention, like, that energy is still around us a little bit. And you have to remember that the real new year, I always say this, the real new year doesn't happen until March, basically, around the time of the spring equinox. So, it's not really going to be a time here in January for new beginnings and everything happening, but you'll still feel that kind of winter energy, or that vibe of healing and rest and renewal. It's a time to kind of go within. The days are still kind of dark and long, metaphorically too. So this time in January for a lot of people is a time of going within, trying to figure out, what do I want to create as I go into this new year. And you're actually ending the year with a lot of manifestations. A lot happened in November, December. Like, so much went down around the time of those eclipses and afterwards. That's the energy that I'm getting. And a lot of shift happened, a lot of good things came into your life, and a lot of abundance and blessings and things that you just didn't think were going to manifest so fast or in the way that they did came. And so, yeah, you had some kind of big quantum leap, big rapid manifestation. A lot of people have moved and are settling in around this time and are like in a really favorable position. There is a looming energy of like the recession or these world events. I feel like something kind of dark has kind of happened around this time, or like, but isn't that kind of always what's going on, especially the last couple years? I don't want to downplay it. I don't want to I'm not really here in this reading this year in particular, especially to talk about any of that stuff. But I am getting an energy of something, but there's really just this message that you can have a good year. You can create beauty and bliss and abundance around you. You can be very understanding and empathetic of the suffering of others and the planet and the things that are going on. But, this year is about you taking care of yourself, allowing yourself to receive, because the truth is you can't pour from a cup that's empty. You can't go out and help or do your part or whatever that is without bringing the good energy and cultivating that within for yourself, So there's good things coming that have just came, the more that are coming, and it's like getting used to it, because you had this long period of death in your life. It's like kind of a death cycle, and things that have happened the last couple of years, global traumas, things like that. And but now there's a rebirth. It's just part of the natural cycle. Hey, guess what? Sometimes things just are gonna go your way. Sometimes things will fall into place. Sometimes you are going to have some great opportunities and good things will happen, and you will fall in love, and you will get that opportunity, and where you are can be beautiful. And yeah, I don't know, in January I just feel like a lot of peace around you, and like you're starting the year off on a good foot and kind of in a different position than you imagined. And there's a part of you that just kind of wants to enjoy this, but like also there's a lot of preparation that needs to happen. There's a lot of choices that need to be made now that you're like in a new position, and a lot of things that have to kind of be just kind of taken care of. So this is interesting. In January, one challenge I see you facing is that you're having a difficult time making a decision. You might be presented with a couple of different opportunities right now, and you rather just kind of wait it out or get more information, drag your feet a little, beat around the bush, than like just make the choice. You might be worried that one choice is gonna like really screw things up for you, and so you're just like afraid, like, oh no, I might as well just sit here for a second instead of like mess things up for myself. That's the vibe I'm getting. But there's this message to remind you that no matter what decision you make, it's gonna be blessed. All paths lead to your truth. And so I see you making a decision this month. It is going to change a couple things for you, but it's going to be, you're going to make the right choice. I also got this message for January: devotion, reunited, restless. This makes me think of somebody who had like a really busy like holiday season or December. They just realized they needed more rest than they thought. And then now you're just like so excited, like so anxious to get going again. It's January, New Year energy, and you want to get back to your work or back to your project. And so there's this message that things are moving forward really fast. You're like building momentum again. You're starting the new year off with some cool new opportunities. It's a really different energy this year in January than it has been in years past, like a lot more social. And I just feel like this holiday kind of vacation fun vibe is still kind of lasting and trickling into January a little bit. You're having more fun than you thought you were gonna have this month. You're meeting more people. Some of you are literally being reunited with somebody in love or falling in love at this time. So you could be a little bit worried, like, oh, am I not being devoted enough to the things I committed myself to or my goals? Do I have time for this? Maybe feeling a little restless to be productive or get things done. But there's this message this month, especially the first couple of weeks of this month, to just give yourself this time, have fun. This is how you're going to recharge your batteries and get the energy that you need to make the things happen that you want to have happen. So let's move on to February. February of 2023. I already see that this is going to be kind of an emotional month, and I just want to pull some love cards as well. I don't want you guys to worry too much, but I just feel like, yeah, there's going to be a lot of like cords that are going to be cut and a lot of endings in February. I feel like you got so many opportunities at the end of 2022. January was like a really bold month, like a lot of connections, social energy, like we talked about. But here we are in February, and I feel like you have a new vision, and you've taken some time to kind of celebrate your new position, but there's still some more manifestations and things that you want to bring through. So there's new desires you've given root to. There's so many blessings that have come in, and now the cycle almost starts all over again. So in order to welcome the new, you must first release the old, right? You got to make a little bit of space. And so there's this card about releasing your ex. Some of you guys will realize, you know what, this relationship with my ex, like I need to set up boundaries with them, or I need to maybe cut the cord. Maybe you're not in contact with them anymore, but they're still on your mind. And this could be not even someone that you dated. Sometimes I get this card for people who are just realizing, you know what, I need to let go of the idea of this person and who I thought they were going to be to me. Or I need to stop, expecting, this from this person and really just sit back and kind of observe more. Like, I just see like a lot of truth being revealed this month, especially in relationships, and we're getting unrequited love. Some of you guys might realize like, oh crap, like this person I was dating or seeing or that I'm with, I'm not really feeling it, or it's not right for me. I need to step away. This isn't like I've outgrown it, And so there will be some conversations, there will be some breakups this month, and maybe it's just Valentine's Day, that time of year, like people are like, you know what, if you're not feeling it, you gotta walk away. Like, it's strange, but I always notice a lot of breakups right before Valentine's Day. Or around this month. So, but I just have a feeling it's going to be a good thing for you. If you're one of those people that's going through that, you're happy about it. It's frustrating, but it's almost like a relief. You're just like, yes, like, ready to be single again, or just ready to free yourself. Like it's a burden that's being released. Now, for some of you guys, this burden I see being released might not be this relationship or this dead weight that needs to go, or this boundary you need to draw. I feel like it's just fear, like a lot of fear and anxiety about the future, about a big event that's coming. But it looks like by the end of this month, you're having a really big celebration. There is an opportunity that's come. There's some paperwork maybe you're signing. And you know what's really weird? We got this card for last month in January too. So whatever this opportunity is, you were aware of it last month, and then this month you're reaping the rewards or the benefits from it, or you're on the other side of it, or you're finally committing to it or signing the thing for it. And your guides are just telling you go for it, or make that move, or sign that thing, or commit to that path. Trust yourself. It's going to be a big celebration for you, a wedding, graduation, birth announcement, you having more fun, like a little bit more stability in your life, things kind of locking into place, you being able to not have to not having to put out so many fires around you, being able to kind of live more in peace. I'm just getting this message that things are locking into place this month. And there are some things you had to release. Some of you guys had the breakups, but it's like things are, more peace is being created around you. It's all had to do with you like protecting your peace. So yeah, let's move on to March. March of 2023. This month is so bright and so shiny and so exciting, and it's very different than what we saw last year around this time. It's what I would normally expect for March. This is the real new year. At the end of this month, we've got the spring equinox, and this is a time of renewal and rebirth, and things are flourishing and just beautiful energy. And so this really mirrors that. We're very much in sync with these cycles and seasons. I kid you not, I pulled these cards. Deep stability, receive. What I see is that a new position has been manifested for you. You've got the King of Pentacles. So this is money, abundance, support, material wealth, beauty, harmony around you. And obviously, it can be very instructive in life to learn to live with less, to learn not to let possessions possess you, to not get caught up in materialism. But it is nice to have stability, to have wealth, because the more you receive, the more you can give. And you deserve and you're worthy to live in abundance and to have your needs taken care of, your wants even taken care of. I see that you're a very generous person. You've given so much, and your karmic storehouse of wealth and abundance has just been built up. And it was a long time coming, and it's here, and it's still coming, and there's more that's being poured out on you. And so your only real task this month is to just be open to receive. There could be some shocking things that are happening where it just seems like everything's going right, and there's nothing wrong with that. These are exactly the kind of predictions you want from a tarot reading. However, usually this type of a blessing, this big of a blessing, is going to spark a lot of fear. Sometimes you want to self-sabotage or downplay it, or maybe sometimes we feel we're not worthy or something, so we find a way to get rid of it. We do crazy things sometimes, don't we? And so this is a message like, be open to receive. You're worthy. You can receive graciously. And also to be strong. You don't need to worry, like you're surrounded by great people. You've made sure of that. But sometimes people get a little jealous, or sometimes people try to undermine, or they get a little triggered when they see someone else receiving a lot. They don't realize, hey, maybe it's just your turn to blossom and bloom and shine is next month or later, or you gotta work for it, you gotta earn it sometimes, or you're just not at that point in your path. So there could be people who don't understand why you're getting this, why they're not, and or they think you might have cheated the system somehow. And so your guides are saying be strong, don't let that get to you, or the perceptions of other people. It doesn't matter. Like, what matters is how you're viewing yourself. What matters is that you're worthy to receive all of this. What matters is that you no one probably knows what it took you to get here, and they'll probably never know. And it doesn't matter. You don't have to justify it, how you earned it or how you struggled to get it. Like, receive graciously, because when you do that, you kind of teach other to do the same. You actually inspire other people to receive as well, or to create their own beautiful reality as well, and to seek out their own opportunities. A lot of times the people who are jealous are also people that are very inspired. And everyone's got to walk their own path, and what else would you want to be but a beautiful inspiration to others, and so this is about you, taking what's rightfully yours. And when you receive, you allow others to receive as well. And this is a huge this is a moment in your life. I just gotta say, this is a moment in your life. And look, this is so weird. I just pulled the Queen of Pentacles, King of Pentacles, and Queen of Pentacles. This could be you and your partner. This could be you and somebody that you're dating right now as well. This could be a sign of like a match, a partnership, a relationship that comes together. This could also be you integrating your divine feminine energies, your divine masculine energies. Like, a lot of balance has gone on inside of you emotionally and spiritually. A lot of self-love, self-acceptance. It's just awesome. And I can't wait to see what April has in store. April of 2023. I really like this continuation we have here from March. This card says, enjoying life's little luxuries, spending quiet time alone, successful self-employment. I'm getting a message that for those of you guys who started businesses like in 2020, 2021, even maybe the beginning of 2022, you are actually starting to get clients, and you're starting to get support, and you're starting to build hype, and you're starting to pull in a lot of energy. Maybe some of you guys have also maybe graduated around that time, and now you're getting hired for your first job. I just see like a huge change in your career, and what I'm really seeing is the change of lifestyle. Like, you have set up a situation for yourself where you've created a lot of peace, and where you have a lot of work-life balance. And I get this sense that that was something that you struggled with over the last couple of years, is you had a lot of situations where you were being stressed out, or you were being drained, or you were really hustling. And now you're at this point where you can actually enjoy the fruits of your labors. So this is like a really momentous like spring, like on the other side of the spring equinox here, like you're in full bloom right now. And it really seems like the energy is just wonderful. This is the Six of Hearts, which is a card about nostalgia, like feeling back in touch with your inner child, feeling back in touch with the fun side of life. For many people, it's like spring, and perhaps, the flowers are coming out. Things are so beautiful. Love is in the air. There is some beautiful energy. I'd like to pull a love card. Reconciliation. Yeah, some of you guys are reconnecting with somebody from the past romantically, someone that you've had a lot of chemistry with. You're getting reconnected with somebody that maybe the timing was off in the past, but now you guys have this opportunity to see, what was this about, or try things out again. I don't think a lot of you guys will necessarily be getting back with your exes this month, but this feels more like a positive energy to me of reconnecting with somebody who like going deeper in a connection with someone that you always had an attraction to. So this is a really beautiful energy. For some people, this is a new person reconnecting with like a past life lover, someone you feel really familiar with, really comfortable with. So there's a strong energy right now in April around your love life as well. So it's a big month. March and April so far, I'm kind of shocked. Like, it was not like this last year, the year before in the spring. It's so different. And I know some of you guys are on the other side of the equator, so different seasons, but still, it's a vibe. The energy's good. Now, all's not going to be perfect in paradise in April because we've got the tower. I know some of you guys are watching this and you saw the tower and you're like, okay, what's the catch, right? Well, it seems like you're branching out in a new way with your business, your work, your education, your career path. Like we were talking about, like it's a time of change and really cool opportunities and things have settled. You're getting that harvest, that abundance. And because of that, there's a lot of people around you. You could be doing collaborations. There could be a project or something that falls through this month because you just have too much on your plate. And there's this message that, like, if it's meant to come back together, it will, or there another opportunity will come. Like, don't worry about it. This could also be issues just in general with people you're collaborating with, because this is the star. Like, you have amazing opportunities around you and you're really glowing and you're really shining, but maybe there's a little bit of conflict with some of the people, and there's just this message like that you're on the right path. Don't let anybody slow you down. Maybe you're just shining so hard right now and there's some people that are like a little bit jealous like of your success. Like, there is a need to protect yourself, to protect your energy this month, especially from like the evil eye. I don't want to freak you out or anything. By evil eye, I just mean maybe people that are looking at you and being like, why isn't that me? People who are looking at you and they don't realize that behind all of the success you're having right now was like this time of hard work. And I mean, you're worthy of success and good energy no matter what you did. You're just worthy. But you did do a lot to get here. And some people might not understand that. They might feel like this is unfair. And the truth is, it doesn't matter how they feel about you, your life, your current situation, because they don't really know the truth. That's their perception, has nothing to do with you. And people might just be salty and trying to project stuff onto you out of jealousy this month is what I'm seeing. Might not be the case for everybody, but your guides are just really trying to tell you, don't let that keep you down. The truth is, a lot of things are going right in your life right now, and but you don't let this drama over here with this situation like take away from all that. That's the vibe I'm getting for April. May of 2023. So you're definitely still enjoying that juicy energy from March and April. We're starting off with this energy this month. Contentment, peace, and abundance, a happy home life, the successful completion of a project. Perhaps what was going on last month that, we got the tower, we got collaboration, some stuff kind of, getting in the mix. Maybe that has actually finished up. You figured it out, you came to resolution in that situation, you finished the project, you launched something. Maybe you released some artwork, or like you completed like working on one of your talents or your gifts, or you are graduating from a program. It does feel like that graduation kind of energy. And I know like so many of you guys are not in college anymore or school or took a different path, but we do have times in life where we kind of graduate metaphorically from one point in life to another. We have like an upgrade. We have a change in our situation. So I have a feeling that's kind of what's going on here. We had something going on in love as well. And I'm pulling this card right now. That person that you met recently, a couple months ago, they are this month deciding like, let's do this. They could be asking you, to lock it down with them, to be official, putting a label on the relationship, wanting to call you their girlfriend, or their boyfriend or their partner, their person, like wanting to be more public about it, telling friends, family, introducing you to the people around them that are important to them, like you guys getting closer. It's like a really cute energy. It's like really sweet. It's commitment. And it's serious. This says relationships develop to a new level. Trust your intuition. I feel like you're going to have to trust your intuition because you might be nervous this is happening too fast, or you might be like shocked, like, wow, like, because I feel like this is such a serendipitous meeting that, yeah, it just happened so fast. But you feel comfortable with this person, and like really you guys have been getting to know each other for a little while here, and the weeks have gone by, and it's just apparent like that you guys are inseparable now, and this isn't going anywhere. They're not going anywhere. And so I think your guys are telling you to slow down a little bit and enjoy it, release the fear, trust your intuition. They came to you for a reason. Now, there's definitely some people who need to hear that message. Not all of you guys are in a relationship, unfortunately, but I still feel the good energy of the whole happy home life, the successful completion of the project. Now, things are moving forward. Energy is settling. A lot of blessings, a lot of abundance has come in that like we've been waiting on for years. And it's been such an intense, exciting, like rebirth period. So now here we are in May, and we could be catching a little case of the blues because we could be kind of mourning what we went through to get here. There could be things that we miss because there were like a lot of changes that happened really fast, and there could be things we miss. There could just be things coming up. I don't know if there's an eclipse around this time. I think there usually is an eclipse this time of year, and that tends to bring things up. I think that's probably what's going on. And maybe some of these feelings are useful to you because you're realizing that you're at a crossroads in life, and it's going to be time soon to make some new decisions. You've had like a mountaintop moment, and you've been able to receive like all these cool things and all these changes, but now it might be time to like plant some more seeds or make some more plans. There's a message not to worry about that just yet, but to know that like trust your spirit. Yes, you are approaching a time where you're going to need to make some new choices, but for now, just enjoy. And there's a message too that this month you could make a new friend. Actually, there are new people that want to come into your life, and I'm seeing a huge like soul family reunion energy over this year 2023 so far. So there's a new friend, a new person you might meet. And this might also be a huge focus this month in May, social month for you. And so, you might have some sadness. This says great sadness. Take the time to heal the need to forgive yourself or others. But it could be through friendship. Someone close to you supports you, or you support them. You get through it together, that kind of energy. So let's move on to the summer. Maybe it's not summer for everyone, but it is June. It's a change of seasons. Let's see what's in store. June of 2023. Remember how we talked about that crossroads last month? Well, here we are, and it seems like you are spending some time thinking about what your new desires are. There's an energy around you that's really giving root to new desires. That means there's a lot of inspiration around you. I do see some of you guys naturally traveling if you're like celebrating some of the summer holidays. And there's a message too that this, like, it's going to get warmer or it's going to get hotter sooner for a lot of people this year. Like the heat's going to be up. Very hot summer, of course, always. But something about that coming up. Now, for those of you guys who are following my messages these last few months about your love life, and that's been kind of aligning with you, because I do see that some of you guys are still manifesting that. This might not be here for obviously everybody to connect with their soulmates, but many of you guys are, and that's already happened. And so you're going into this season, already in love, maybe making plans. I see that you just want to soak up the good life. You want to soak up all of that beautiful energy. You want to be surrounded by friends and good times and you're, you know, this special person. And like, I just feel like this is going to be a beautiful summer for you, or a beautiful month for you, because you're going to be connecting with so many people and having a lot of opportunities to have fun and take a break. It's almost like you want to keep this good vibe from the spring going. But in this time, I feel like it's going to be important this month to get time by yourself, to get alone. So I would even recommend like solo travel this month, or perhaps maybe taking a personal day, or spending a weekend reorganizing things, and maybe clearing things out, and maybe doing a little bit of late spring cleaning if you haven't done it already. There's some messages about how you could find yourself wanting to really like nest and get ready, because you will be taking a lot of action. I think in the fall, there's new desires that are coming up, there's light bulb moments that you're having, and you are going to want to sink your teeth into some new projects. And so there's this message that this is a season, you know, to cultivate that. So a new fresh start is calling to you. That's kind of how I see these cards. Your fresh start is calling, and like the slate is being wiped clean. It doesn't mean that there won't be any challenges around you or this month. I can imagine that in love, you know, falling in love with someone, you can feel so vulnerable. I feel like that's taking a lot of your energy right now for some of you guys. But your fresh start is calling, and I'm excited to see how this energy is going to evolve. July of 2023. I see another wave of people connecting with soulmates and meeting someone really special. And some of you guys might be a little worried, like, is this just a fling? Is this just a summer love? I do see some of you guys meeting people abroad, or like in a really like unexpected situation, or one that feels more temporary. And you're just like, is this worth it? But some of you guys might be surprised. This could be your forever person. This could be someone really important to you. And there's this message that love has no limits sometimes. Like, if you're meant to be with someone, it doesn't matter like how far apart you guys are, or these obstacles. Like, there's a message to take this day by day and just allow yourself to enjoy it. It seems like you're really happy with this person. And the rest of you guys just need to hear that this is a month for you to explore and to adventure. There's going to be a lot of opportunities, maybe even physically, to do that. I see a lot of people outdoors naturally. I see a lot of trips. I see like a fun, playful energy, but I also feel like you've had some ideas, you've had some downloads, like you're getting ready to perhaps start a new business or start a new project. You want a new challenge, something to sink your teeth into. It might be related to your career, but it could also, in finances, but it could also just be something like soul enriching. And there's this message that like you're having a hard time deciding, like, should I do this, or should it be like this or that? Like the details are kind of blurry, and it's because you might not, this might not be a priority right now. You don't always have to have like something to be productive with. It might be hard for you because I sense a lot of you guys who are watching this are very artistic and very creative, always got to keep your hands moving, always want to have something exciting to talk about and share with others. And there's this message that sometimes life is just for living. Sometimes it's just about the little moments. Don't feel bad if you feel kind of lazy this month, or if there's just not as many opportunities coming in. It's more of a time to sink in, honestly, to your divine feminine energy, the energy of rest. It's been such a tumultuous couple of years, and then there was this big expansive energy the beginning of this year, right, in the spring, and now we're here, and it's just time to be. It's time to settle. Maybe it's not always time for the mountaintop moment or the deepest deep, lows. It's just things are kind of leveling out here energetically, and it could be challenging to hear that there's a delay with some kind of plan of yours. or that it's going to take a lot more than you thought, or maybe it's just not the right time in your life and you need to do other things. But I do see that in another area of your life, like creatively or work-wise, you are doing well. Like whatever you already have going or whatever you've had established, just trust that's where you're supposed to be right now, or that's good for now, and that like these ideas will expand or this will take off. Like it's really just the beginning in so many ways. And there's this message to look at things from a different perspective, that maybe tuning yourself to nature this month could actually really help. Sometimes in nature, things actually grow a little bit slower. Give yourself time to grow. That's what I see. August of 2023. Now, I'm sure that you're already looking at these three cards right here. So let's just start there. Desperation, leave environment. Wow, I mean, that message is very, very straightforward. I really wonder if that's how you're feeling this month, or if that's how a lot of people are feeling. It's interesting because I didn't really see anything about a move so far this entire year. Not like some of you guys haven't been moving, but I think that it's likely to happen this month. This month, I feel like you're going to be pulling in like a lot of abundance and support. You know, when you kind of just get fed up and you make up your mind that you're going to do something and you just decide to put all of your energy towards it, whatever it takes, that's very, very powerful. You know, sometimes that can be an energy of resistance if we're pushing against what is, but I feel like you're putting a lot of your energy and your focus towards getting out of this situation. You want to move, you want to leave. And I'm not saying that the situation is awful, but it could be some of you guys are dealing with just like a roommate that is frustrating you, or a neighborhood that just isn't suiting you anymore, or maybe you just feel really limited in the town or the city that you're living in and you want to go somewhere that has more opportunities. Or perhaps you're in the land of opportunity. You're in the city and you're like, I can't handle this. I need to get to nature. So I do feel like some of you guys are just feeling called to go to a specific place for opportunity, for growth, for expansion. And I always say go where you feel the most alive. I've made it a priority in my life to really try to seek out places that are going to be healing for me and helpful for me. You guys know I'm a digital nomad. I love traveling. Maybe some of you guys are being called to travel. I do see that for some people. But it's like you want to go where you feel the most alive. So this could even be the desperation to leave like a toxic work environment, to leave a job that's no longer serving you. And I love how we're also getting the Chariot, because this is a message that things are going to move forward really fast. We're getting this message about self-discipline and willpower. So that's funny to me, because I do feel that energy of like you doing everything that it takes, putting out like 100 applications, or maybe you're searching for apartments or homes. You're putting out feelers. This is the Eight of Pentacles. This is a message that there will be abundance, there will be support for you, that you're going to be saving money this month, that you're going to have options to like basically make this happen. You're going to be feeling really creative. You're going to be concentrating. Like you might even be using like your talents, your gifts, your skills to bring in income that's going to help you move in this path. So very interesting. We have to see how this develops in September. September of 2023. Oh, wow. I like this energy. It's just so fresh. We've got a new season here, and it really is like back to work, back to school kind of energy and vibes in general. Now, there's a message that you're going to be investing in something this month financially. Some of you guys recently moved, so it might be that like you're going to purchase a really nice couch, or like a new refrigerator or a new appliance. And there's this message to just go for it, to splurge, to get yourself the nice one. Because this is a message about being too frivolous or like maybe too cautious with money. And I actually was feeling like you're being almost too cautious. Like there's this message to invest in what you need to take care of yourself, to like celebrate this new occasion. Even for those of you guys who haven't moved, you might find you're going to have to purchase a new vehicle, or there could be something unfortunately that like breaks down this month or that you need to repair. And there is a message like to go ahead and find a way to get this replaced, or that you're going to find a way. I know some of you guys might be signing contracts. There might be like loans. There might be some kind of financial agreement or something you enter into this month. There isn't a message to, of course, dot your I's, cross your T's, but that you can trust yourself to make smart financial decisions and that you're worthy of having, nice things. And this is a year, I feel like, where there has been a little bit more abundance coming in, and there's this fear almost like that I need to save it for a rainy day, or that I need to be smart, and that's true, but there's also this message to invest in yourself, to treat yourself, to give to yourself. Now, the Three of Pentacles here, this is a message that this month you could be meeting somebody really important. To me, this sounds like someone you can perhaps create art with, or like they are someone who is going to help you with your career, or maybe even help you with expressing yourself in some way. So for instance, this could be like an acting coach, or maybe a friend who's also interested in a hobby you're interested in, or a business associate. But I actually feel, even if it's work related or career related, that this will be like a friendship. So it's really exciting. This partnership or this friendship might be related to the move that some of you guys recently had. And so I think it's really cool. There's this beautiful energy of like a new person in your life, new social energy, collaborations, like the perfect person being brought to your path who's going to help you forward. And I feel like you're going to help them too. So it's like this really beautiful, like give and receive energy flow. I feel like this person is an answer to prayer in many ways, and you're also answering their prayer. The energy feels very platonic though. It does feel like a friend, but I will say, some of you guys who've been single all year and maybe the earlier messages from the rest of the month like didn't pan out with anybody coming in, we are on the other side of the Lionsgate portal now. And I do see a lot of people every year around this time, September, October, it's cuddle season, cuffing season, whatever. I do see people falling in love. So this could be a sign that it's here this month, or it's coming soon. And I love these cards. Adventure, missing, soon. I feel like this tells a really, pretty obvious message about how you have been missing a sense of adventure in your life, because it does seem like you're more focused on like settling and security and like nesting and relationships. And it was a good summer, friendships and stuff, but I feel like there was more focus, like it was very introspective, like you figured a lot of things out, really great, more stability in your life. But you might feel like, I didn't really get my true vacation, or I want to keep vacationing. Or maybe some of you guys are going to be going on a later vacation this year, maybe more towards October. You're going to maybe you wanted to miss the crowds. You want to go somewhere, you want to enjoy a holiday, but you just didn't want to deal with the crowds. So maybe the end of September this month, or maybe early October, there's that vacation or there's that adventure. But this could also be talking about how, look, there's new people coming in your life. You've gotten really settled recently, and there is this sense of adventure and fun and spontaneousness around you, and how this is all going to take you somewhere. If you feel bored or something this month, there's just some things that need to get done, some bricks that need to get laid. But very soon you're going to be having an opportunity. And I want to see, does October tell us more about this adventure? Let's check into it. October. of 2023. Okay, I see the Prince of Hearts here or the Prince of Cups, and it's making me smile so big. This is such a happy, juicy card. And here we are, more towards the end of the year, and I'm kind of shocked. Like, I'm not saying this year is going to be perfect, but oh man, like this is the harvest season in October. We have like a harvest season that starts like around the end of the summer, and we have three harvest festivals, traditionally in the pagan tradition. And then we have like our harvest moon, and things kind of conclude around October. And so, usually around this time of year, it is fun, it is social, there's a lot of good energy in your life. Like, a lot of your manifestations are coming through. A lot of the intentions that you set around like the new year or the springtime are like coming through now. Like, you're really getting that harvest. We're very much in tune with these cycles and seasons on the planet. And so this is a message that some of you guys, especially those of you guys who are artists and who have launched a business, or who are trying to get like your talents or your gifts out there, you're trying to get more recognition, or you want to collaborate with others, or you want to just uplift people, you want to be more involved in a community around like the work that you're creating, just bring it to the light. A lot of you, that's been placed on a lot of people's hearts in 2023. And so I think October, there is some kind of event that's happening where I see like a vision of somebody who has their work up in a gallery, and everybody's coming to like support it. I'm seeing people who've been published. I'm seeing just like I just see like a group with an applause, somebody on stage. It's a vibe of being recognized, of being celebrated, of the culmination of this work. I see, especially those of you guys with businesses, that this is a great month for your business. Like, there's finances coming in. This could be the month you make your first sale, or this could be a month that you are doing really well financially with the business. Like, you're just seeing good signs of this moving forward. It's like a breakthrough. There's a lot of celebration. And this says make time for people around you. It might be like because you got this pot of gold and you've got all this good energy flowing in. Like, of course, I say the more you allow yourself to receive, the more you can give. And so you might be asked this month to give to others, to give back to your community. It says make time for people around you, take a sensible approach. Now, this month will not be without its challenges, because I'm getting this message. It's almost like it's going to be the best of times, but it's also going to be, in a weird way, the worst of times. Like, there's some kind of contrast to this month, and I think you're going to see it reflected the most in the people around you. You could have difficulties with relationships in your life, or you could find yourself feeling a little bit less tolerant of people's BS this month. And I think the reason is because you're really trying to allow yourself to receive. You're really trying to allow yourself to like have your moment. And the truth is, it's not everyone else's moment. And this seems to be a theme that's been coming up. A couple months ago, I feel like I had this talk about how there could be a little jealousy, or dealing with people around you who don't understand that maybe it's your time to bloom, but it's not theirs yet, but like their time is totally coming too. And so there's a message like to just be understanding. Like, I don't think it's going to hit you as hard, that energy that's going around this month. It seems like there's a lot of protection for you, but there's a message about that, or a warning about that. I also see that we can't ignore that this is somebody coming in with a love offer, a love opportunity. This could be a continuation of the message I got from last month for some of you guys, it being cuffing season, and it's on the other side of the, the Lionsgate portal. So you could be falling in love. This person you met last month or a couple weeks ago could be offering you an opportunity to move forward, or maybe you guys travel together. Because I do see the horse. It could be like going on a weekend away, or having like a romantic getaway. It looks just so fun. And I'm also going to say I see engagements this month. Some of you guys who've been in a long-term relationship since before this year, Maybe you met this person towards the end of 2022, or middle of 2022. There's high possibility of engagement right now. A lot of you guys are deciding, let's get married. And I see this person, down on one knee proposing to you, or maybe you're the one who's proposing, or you're starting to talk about that, getting more serious. And so, are moving in together. So there's like just cozy vibes all around in the love life too. Now, I'm going to say some of you guys might not be doing too well in this department, or like as well as you want to do. So I'm getting this message that this is a good month to, basically reflect on that and see, is there a way that I can open more avenues for my income? Because this year you received so much, but it might be like, I need new ideas, or I need to expand the business, or I need to offer a new product, or I need to come up with a new solution, or I need to, start a side hustle, or I need to get a different training or education. So some of you guys are going to be asked maybe in 2024 to take this step. It could even be that right around now is a time to start filling out applications, or to start researching that path. And it's like a time to reflect on that. So if you're for some reason experiencing situation here and things are falling apart, it might be time to change, because it could be that the old way of doing things just isn't going to support you anymore. Because the truth is that the world is changing, and you got to change with it. And it's frustrating. You might not be able to rely on that corporation. You might not be able to rely on the government. You're going to have to learn to rely on yourself. And it's a hard challenge, but it's going to serve you well. Now, I get an opposite message. For some of you guys, that's like, that doesn't resonate. Funny enough, I see the complete opposite. There has been a significant financial increase for you this year. That resonates, and you're like, yup, there's been an increase. It's like you need to reflect on what to do with these finances. It's almost like, people that win the lottery, they always there's crazy stories about those people, unfortunately, because they just don't even know what to do all overnight getting that type of money. And it's almost like you were that person, like you've had some time to invest and have fun and settle and nest, but like you need to be smart about where's this going, like what can I invest and how can I be a best steward, and like looking at, I just see a lot of people looking at the finances this month. For a lot of people, it's a positive thing, and they're trying to just, how can I best use this? And for other people, it's like, I need to figure this out. So that's going to be a theme this month. Let's move on to November. November of 2023. Okay, yeah, crap kind of hits the fan this month. It's a really intense month. I wonder if the eclipses are around this time. I mean, usually we've got eclipses this season. Yeah, I guess, first of all, we got this card, the Five of Hearts, the Five of Cups. When I get this in a personal reading, I always feel so bad, and I'm like, man, there's no way around explaining the image on this card. Like, you're just heartbroken, you're sad, there's like a lot of emotional turmoil. And I'm not going to deny that there could be some breakups this month, but I actually am getting the message that this, for many of you guys, has a lot more to do with a project or an idea that you had, or like a business or something that you started, and you're realizing like, I'm going to have to walk away from this. And it's really hard for you because you really wanted to do this, and it was like just such a huge part of you. But you're realizing, in order for me to have time to do this over here, I'm going to have to quit this. This could also be some of you guys decided to study something, and you're deciding, you know what, I'm not going to finish this program. It could also be like, I don't know, like a blog or something that you started and you did it for like 2 years, or everybody kind of knew that you were the singer, but now you're like, I don't want to do that anymore. I want to do this. Like, you identified yourself with something. You were really focused on like these skills you had. Like, you could have started a business, or you could have started a path with that, or you could have been trying to do it or studying for it, and then you're realizing, I need to shift this path. So for some of you guys, you're not totally giving up. You're just realizing this is going to take a lot longer than I thought, might be a lot harder than I thought, or I thought that I would get the payoff a lot sooner, but I realize I need like, I need to keep going, but I need to change. Like, I need to do this in a different way, or I need to reestablish myself. So you're just changing things. You're going back to the drawing board. You're starting over. You're deciding to take it slower, or you're just coming to terms with the reality of the choice or the situation. You might also be like you could be breaking down because your schedule's just too full. So you're having to take some things off your plate and just like go back to the basics or what's important. The spirit just wants you to have strength this month. It's normal this time of year for things to kind of break apart, or fall away. Don't judge the energy just yet, because it's going to come together in a beautiful new way for you. And yes, there's a message that you do need to create space for new growth, and you might feel like in a big transition right now and not know quite where all this energy is headed, but it's taking you to a beautiful place. And your guides, even throughout these cards, to tell you that they admire your consistency, how you didn't give up. I mean, you're the Queen of Wands, and you have so many amazing gifts to offer this world. And, the truth is, like, at some point, you just got to pick one and get consistent with it if you want to see any progress or any development. You can't keep changing your mind and not giving yourself a chance to evolve and grow. And so choice is going to have to be made this month, but you're going to do so great. And over here, we got some silver lining to this month, that this month, you're celebrating. Some of you guys, like I mentioned, are engaged, or maybe are planning a wedding. Some of you guys might find out you're pregnant. There could be good news in the family. Sometimes there's holidays this time of year. You're having fun, you're reconnecting with people. So it's an emotional time, but you have a lot of support around you. And this says, open your heart to people around you. Trustworthy and heartfelt advice. This is a really great month to, lean on your friends, or allow them to lean on you. It's like everyone's going through this kind of energy together. It's going to bring people closer. You might hear from people you haven't heard from in a long time, and you could be called to maybe give back or support. That might be a source of good energy for you this month. So let's move on to December, the last month of this year, and see how this develops. December of 2023. I actually haven't pulled the cards yet. I wanted to pull them live. Oh, thank God we got the sun. December of 2023. Okay. Oh, I'll take it. I think so far that November was probably the worst month of this year. Oh, okay, so that energy is lifted right up from last month. Look, there's a little bit of it continuing on. 3 of Swords, that strife, the decisions you had to make, things you had to walk away from. It's still winter, you're still going within, shadow work, healing, you know the drill. But there's this message that you're actually enjoying this time, that you're being really patient right now. Things might not have resolved just yet, but by the end of the month, I feel like you're getting a good answer back, or you're getting a decision, a result, or you're hearing good news. So don't worry if you're waiting to hear back on something this month, it's gonna come through, is the message that I'm getting. And you just needed to have a little bit of time. Patience was a big lesson you were learning the last couple of months. But here we are at the end of the year in December, and I just want to focus on this sun here, that this has actually been a really bright year, that you alchemized the crap out of this year. You made it work for yourself. You made it serve you, even though it was a little tumultuous, in the world, in your universe, in your life. We saw a lot of progress and growth. And it is time to start over. Some of your biggest manifestations and wishes and rewards did come through this year. There could still be some things you're waiting on, and maybe you have a lot of times when you receive gifts and manifestations, of course we celebrate and we relax, and we just got to live our lives, right? Enjoy the fruits of our labors. But it does make way and make room for us to give root to new desires. So you could start feeling that pull, that inspiration coming in, new ideas, like this desire to like metaphorically plant new seeds, which is normal. This says stretch your wings and fly. Don't underestimate yourself. Assert your independence and creativity. And this card goes along with that because it says a complex decision, the need to do research, stop procrastinating. Yes, give it time, but you can use your downtime right now, this going within energy, to do this research for this new path, these new desires, these new ideas. Definitely start vision boarding. I always love to start off the new year with vision boarding, so that's something you can be doing this month. Now, this year ends with you receiving some important recognition. I saw something that happened back in October, and I feel like by December, it's not like you're resting on your laurels in a bad way, but you are like, you're feeling accomplished. You're like, you have this, I don't know how to explain it, but it's like this physical proof or evidence, or I keep seeing like a trophy or a talisman, or like something that you've printed out and you can hang it up, or a certificate or something like that. Like you've received something like an important recognition. And it could also just be like the accolades of people around you, or a little bit of a boost of fame or acknowledgement, but it does seem like you're receiving in a way that you've never received before, and you're allowing yourself to be praised and celebrated and lifted up by others. And I think that's the thing, is like we have to allow that, because a lot of times we do get opportunities in life and we'll downplay it, we'll walk away, but if we step into that light, like we're capable of so much. And I feel like this was a year that you really tested yourself, like what am I capable of? And you accomplished more than you thought. And it's not about productivity, because I think this year also taught you about like rest and the importance of being in your divine feminine energy and like pacing everything. That's why we see this clock here, because it's like a lot got accomplished, but you didn't like, push things so hard. Like you worked smart. You didn't work hard, and a lot of things just came. A lot of things were just so natural. A lot of it just happened, and it was kind of shocking. You learned, I think you built a lot more confidence in yourself. You built a lot more confidence in your manifestation abilities. You built more confidence in the universe. And like, it's pretty exciting, because now moving on from here, it's like, the sky's the limit. What are you going to manifest next? It's amazing. So I'm going to move on now to my final thoughts for this year, which is the T. So don't go away just yet. Maybe I'll pull a couple more cards. We're just going to talk about my thoughts for this year. So I'm going to end this year with giving you guys a mantra to repeat. And I also thought, since this year felt like kind of positive, I want to kind of even things out and see like what are some blockages we might face this year. Let's pull a couple cards. Let's talk about it. Yep. This one is really sticking out to me. Letting go of limiting beliefs. That is such a huge theme for this year, because one thing I'm realizing is that so many people are receiving more than they ever thought possible. And it's all happening in a really weird way, and it's very synchronistic, and it almost just feels effortless. And I'm not saying everything's going to be perfect, because as you listen to all, I'm pulling a couple cards for each month. As you listen, we're just getting bullet points. But I personally notice a difference between this year and the past couple years, because I've been doing this reading every single year, I think for the last 5-6 years, ever since I started the channel. If you go on my channel and you sort my videos from oldest to newest, I think you'll find maybe a 2016 yearly review. I don't know, like I got some old stuff on this channel. And so I noticed the patterns, and I will say that 2021 and 2022, I noticed that the first half of the year was really difficult, and then the second half of the year, things got a little bit better, and there were like manifestations towards the new year. Now, this year was so different because it's like it started off with a bang. It started off with positive energy, it started off with manifestations, and the energy just kept going. And then more towards November, we had a really difficult month. And it just felt like when I looked into the last couple years, every month there was like bad news. Every month there was something crazy. There was like big challenges, lots of swords, really intense. And this year just didn't feel like that. And of course, I haven't really looked deeply into the astrology of this year quite yet. I'm just doing it from more of an energetic and tarot perspective, but I bet it has a lot to do with that, of course, the astrology of this year. But we're going to have to let go of limiting beliefs, because after what's happened on our planet the last couple years, and just all of the intensity and the fear mongering, and then like these planetary alignments and shifts and vibes, it's like we're in this habit of expecting the other shoe to drop. We're in this habit of expecting everything to fall apart and things to just be really bad, and like us to struggle and have to survive, and like breakdowns. Like we have been tested. We have been tested. But I promise you that this year, 2023, isn't going to feel like that. It's going to feel a little different. It's just our mind might play tricks on us and might tell us that that's what's happening, that we're still stuck, that it's still back there. We might be looking for problems when there aren't any. We might be creating chaos. We have to learn to leave our comfort zone, let go of limiting beliefs, and allow peace. Peace is something that's practiced, something that's cultivated. It's personal, and it's something that you have to, it's like a drum that you have to beat every day. You got to keep that vibe going, And so there's a message that will be one of the biggest challenges of this year, is to just witness and see the peace that's around you, and to know that like it's time to open your arms and accept it and stop pushing it away. The last thing I see here, face your fears. Oh yeah, 2023. I think sometimes we're more afraid of success sometimes than we are failure, because it's really like failure sometimes is easy to us, or we can easily create that experience, and it's a fear, and like we rehearse it in our head like the worst possible scenario. But a lot of times with success, it's the unknown and it's unexpected, and we don't know what that feels like or looks like. We all want it, but I think many of us fear it, because I think the biggest fear of all human nature is like the fear of the unknown. And so a lot of times success is going to cause you to have to make changes and embrace the unknown and get out of your comfort zone and face your fears. And so some of your worst fears could be confronted this year. You're going to realize all you have to fear is fear itself. That even if that worst possible scenario happens, that it was meant to happen. It was like, it's going to teach you something, like you're going to move past it. It's not going to define you. It's going to be a funny story or an interesting story. It's going to be your tale of how you overcame your trial, your tribulation. So this year, very interesting. Don't be fooled by how simple it seems in this yearly review. It's more complex than I could even explain. And I just want to see, anything else you need to know about this year. Interesting. Many of you will be going off alone somewhere, like on your own path. Leaving a relationship you didn't think you would leave for so long. Leaving a work situation or a living situation. Remember, we pull cards about that in August. Taking one of the biggest risks of your entire lives. But I see something really beautiful about this year is this sense of home, this sense of security, the sense of stability, comfiness. Like your home at some point this year, hopefully the whole year, is going to feel really stable and cozy and happy and like you're in the most beautiful place. And it's like something you really fought for was to have that feeling of home and that feeling of security, that feeling of safety. There's a lot of protection around you this year. So I'm just going to ask now final messages from the angels, and then we'll get you your mantra. Wow. Visualization fire. I think your angels are reminding you that like you're always creating your reality through your thoughts, your feelings, your intentions, your visions, your actions. And not to discount, like if you ever made vision boards, if you ever wrote down your intentions, like if you repeatedly like have a passion for something and keep putting energy towards that, like something's gonna manifest. And so like I just feel like this year is a year of surprising manifestations, and they just want you to be open with how these things come, but you're going to be really happy with the end result. So that seems to be like a huge repeated message. So yeah, this year feels mysterious to me, I'll say. Feels like a very, very big year. It's funny because I thought 2022, that was going to be like our big year. And it was a big year of challenges. This year, 2023, is like the rainbow after the storm. That's what I feel. You know, whatever happens in the world, whatever, but it's like for you or for this soul family, this collective, whoever's listening to this, it's going to be beautiful. So, if you made it to the end of this video, then you have to tell me. I always like am wondering who's going to listen to this whole thing, but a lot of you guys are like, I know you watch this every year, and that's why I keep making it. And I would love to make you your own video just like this. That is my gift for you this holiday season. I would love to be able to do this for you and pull you cards and go month by month and just hang out and see like what your vibes are. So check it out on my website. There's information about it below, so you can buy your own personal yearly review. And this is a seasonal item. I only offer this for a couple months around the holiday season, and stock is limited this year. So if it's in stock, consider just purchasing it. It's going to be worth it. It's going to be a great investment. And I'm so excited to bring these messages to you. So I'm going to leave you guys with your mantra for this year, 2023. It's very, very simple. I am worthy. That's it. I am worthy. This year is all about allowing yourself to receive and allowing yourself to live the good life, allowing yourself to be surrounded by peace. And, that's all going to take you, really tapping into that energy of worthiness, knowing that no matter what you've done, what you did, what's happened, the past, future, whatever, you're worthy because you're here. You're on this planet. Abundance is your birthright. The good life is your birthright. No one can take that from you. That comes from the inside out. I am worthy. I hope this resonates with you, and I will see you next time. Peace out.